Okay, we're here for another romance review. And this is for Black Sheep Bargain by Naima Simone. So let's get directly to the synopsis. I don't have much to say. I will explain everything later. Anyway, I'll start my review in a minute. So yeah. When revenge is on the agenda, anything can happen in this Billionaires of Boston novel by USA Today best-selling author Naima Simone. Okay? The family bad boy is about to make good, but he needs his ex's help. Outsider Outsider CEO Nico Morgan vowed to avenge his mother, who was left brokenhearted when his father abandoned them years ago. Teaming up with his ex, Athena Evans, to infiltrate his father's high society circles is the first step. But their partnership unleashes long buried emotions and something more. Athena worries Nico's quest to take down his father's company won't fill the painful void in his heart. But what if Athena can? From Harlequin Desire, a luxurious world of bold encounters and sizzling chemistry. You'll be swept away by this bold, sizzling romance, part of the Billionaires of Boston series. And then it kind of gives you the rest of the names of the books. So this is the fourth in a book series. I mainly read it for class, so be aware of that. I did mainly read it for class, but this is the fourth in a series, and since I read it, I can tell you it doesn't look like you need to read the others to read any of these books individually. I might go back and read the others, but I'm not sure yet. But in any case, color me surprised, everybody. Okay, I'll look back into you later. It's irritating. Um, in any case, I enjoyed the book. I really did. It was not what I was expecting. Again, color me shocked. I actually enjoyed a category romance. Me enjoying category romance is one of those things that rarely happens. So I was definitely surprised that I found myself really enjoying the this romance. I read it in 3 days, you guys. I read it one weekend and I was done with it. I finished reading it in one weekend. I'm super proud of that. It was great. It was fun. I had a lot of fun reading this book. I started it on a Friday night, read a whole chunk of it on Saturday, and finished the rest Sunday afternoon, I'd say. So yeah, we can say that I had a really good time. The writing was good, and so was the pacing. I enjoyed the prose. By the way, the pacing was good. It was not, things were always happening. So there was never a dull moment, but it was also not too fast, and it was definitely not too slow. It follows a really good medium pace where you could slow down and take time with characters. I do have issues with fast pacing for me, so fast pacing is good. And I think in certain genres it's good, and in certain stories it's good, but also fast pacing for me as a reader has its pros and cons. So the pro for fast pacing is that there is literally never a dull moment. Something is always happening, and you always have a reason to turn the page. Right? So that's like literally the best part. That's literally the best part to about a fast paced story. The con for me as a reader is that depending on where on the story, we also may not have time to slow down, spend time with the characters, see them develop. And yeah, that's basically what that's like my main issue with a that's my main issue with like pacing, fast pacing in general. I think the characters were established well, and the arcs were also established like super well. I like the arcs that they went through. One of my favorite things about this book is the fact that one of the archetypes that this book has is the bad boy with a dark past kind of character archetype. And this is the one book that I have read that does it really well. And that's like and that's like the one thing I was very happy with. It's a book that does it really well, which says a lot, you know. It does say a lot, because I don't read a lot of books with this archetype, but this is the book that I think executed it really well. It also had one of my favorite tropes, which is the fake relationship trope. I really enjoyed this trope in general. The one thing that I will critique this book is that I would have loved to see more of a development with the friendship between the women. A lot of their friendship happens off page. I know it's a romance, but if you're going to include these relationships, I would have loved to see the way that they would have that they developed. You know what I mean? I would have loved to see the friendship. If you're going to include it, I would love to see it. So because the friendship was off page, that's like my main critique. I want to say that one thing. I would take the title seriously about the whole blackmail part. There is blackmail, but I never thought I could bring up such interesting romance when it came to blackmail. And also, never did I think that I would warm up to a character I hate in chapter one that so well. I mean, it has happened, but in romance, I don't think it always works out for me. But basically, I did from the very beginning of chapter one hate Nico Morgan. He irritated me to no end. Like, why do you walk in here trying to blackmail your ex? And she's like at a bakery. She's having a great time and she's baking their sweet stuff, and you just come in to like ruin her day. What is wrong with you? Like, I hated him in the very beginning, but I did warm up to him, and I think it was good. It was great. I had it was an interesting experience for me. Athena as a character I liked. I found her family, they irritated me, yes, but also I found the dynamic really interesting, and I like the arc that she went through. I think at the end I would have liked to see how she kind of came up with the whole catering company thing, but there was a slight time skip, and you know what, that's fine. That's okay, I guess. It's not a big deal. But I do like the way that the arc went. I do like the dynamics, and I like the reasons things went. It felt natural. Characters didn't feel like pieces for the author to move around around the plot. I've read a couple of books like that. One of them is The Savior's Champion by Jenna Maressi. Characters were literal pieces for you to move around the plot as it requires. And I'm just like, I mean, in theory that's the case, but why do you have to make me, the reader, feel that way? I don't appreciate it. So it's one of those things. I have read a couple books like that, like I said, but again, I don't know what to say to that. But I did enjoy those things. I think it was a really interesting book in general. But like, the one thing I want to say, hey, authors of all kind, I am of all kinds, specifically more for contemporary romance that take place in our real world. Can we stop writing men like sexed up animals? Please? Please, can we do that? And can we stop writing women as though, like, also kind of like accepting sexed up animals in a way? Listen, I know that there's such thing as high sex drives, but in this book, a lot of it, like in a lot of the one of the reasons I don't like a lot of contemporary romances is that the characters feel like they need to have sex immediately, or they can't control their emotions all the time, and it is really annoying. I kind of understand this in fantasy. I kind of understand this in fantasy a little bit because it's fantasy and this is where chaos reigns and sometimes and it's what it is, but for fantasy it's just a thing. But in contemporary romance where you're like writing for where you're writing in our real world, it kind of turns me off the book. It's actually really annoying to me to read. So that's all I can say to that. That's my thought. Those are my thoughts on Black Sheep Bargain. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Until I see you next time, consider subscribing to my channel and my blog. Also check out the description. You'll find the link to my blog there, but you'll also find you'll also find the the playlist for blind reviews, as long as well as everything else I've done. Like every other series I've done, you'll find all the playlists right there. And with that, darlings, I will see you later, and we're going to start off June with a review of The Gracier by Kim Liggett. So I'll see you soon. Until next time, consume stories. Bye!